Hey everyone, it is the Yard Buddha, and this is what my grass is looking like in the second week of July. It is doing pretty good. I had just reseeded this with some Turf Type Tall Fescue. The majority of my grass was Kentucky bluegrass and was not doing very well in the summer heat. So it has been in the kind of mid 80s, low 90s here this year, and it's keeping up pretty good. I know the rest of the country is probably baking. We are in the Pacific Northwest here in Spokane, Washington, so we've had a little milder temperatures than the rest of you guys. But yeah, I mow this at about 3 inches. If it gets above 90, then I try to do higher, maybe 3.5, 4 inches. I water probably 3 times a week, maybe 20-25 minutes on each station, and I'll show you guys kind of a tuna can test of what I do. I try to at least get 1 inch to 1.5 inches of water on this front yard each week. So I've already made a couple discoveries here just watering with the tuna cans this morning. This area here right by my driveway only gets covered by this sprinkler here, right here, and so I know I'm not going to get, you can see, maybe 1/3 of an inch. So there's no other overlapping sprinkler to this area right here, so I may have to come out with some supplemental watering. If I try to turn up the time on that, all my other areas are going to get way too much water, and so that is about 1/3 of an inch. So I know that's going to be short, but that's the only sprinkler that comes up there. And then if you are mowing your lawn long, you want to make sure that you trim around the sprinkler too, if you have any that are in your front lawn. So that was kind of blocking the sprinkler a little bit. So because this is 4 inches long, I'm going to need to kind of dig that area out a little bit so the sprinkler hits everything. So I got one more zone here in the front, and I'll show you how much water I get. Okay, so I watered for 30 minutes on each of my 2 stations out front, and what did I discover? This area here not getting enough. Probably gonna come out and water with my hose a little bit. I think it's just kind of this little area just to supplement it. Here in the middle of my yard, we got at least 1/2 inch. Over here where it kind of becomes dry, I did make a few adjustments on my sprinklers. It is just under 1/2 inch. So there is another sprinkler out here that I'm gonna need to weed whack around, and that's what I would do just to kind of shorten the area around your sprinkler. And then kind of back in my yard, it's a little shadier here, so I don't care as much. It's probably getting over 1/2 inch because there's a bunch of overlapping sprinklers. All right, it is the second week in August. I think it's August 8th, and this is what my grass is looking like through the summer. Right now it has held up pretty good. I do notice still some of those spots with Kentucky bluegrass and where I had thatch that are not completely dark green, but compared to last summer, which I'll show you what it looked like then to what it looks like now, this is why I wanted to put the Turf Type Tall Fescue in here. So it has definitely been a little more drought resistant. We've had at least 3 weeks in a row here of high 90s and into the hundreds. I am getting some kind of burn right by my driveway where driveway gets hot, and I don't have as much watering as I want, but that's to be expected. So I just want to tell you that don't expect your yard to be all Turf Type Tall Fescue after you overseed it. So this is still probably 60% Kentucky bluegrass, and so I reseeded last fall, and then I reseeded again this spring, and so the majority of this is still kind of my old strain. And so you just have to do it a few years, you know, 3 or 4 years, and then the majority of your yard will be Turf Type Tall Fescue. But your only other option is to completely come out and spray it with Roundup and do a complete overhaul. And I didn't think my grass was that bad to begin with, so I didn't want to go that route, and that's a lot more work, a lot more time. So we're just going to go with the overseeding here for a couple more years. I think my best time to overseed is actually in the spring, right after that winter dump is kind of killed a lot of the stuff in the yard, and then I can get out and dethatch all that stuff out of there a little bit better. So I'm going to do that again next spring. So thank you guys for watching. Please give me a like and subscribe, and good luck with your yard. Bye.